What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be back to work on our McLaren 720S. As you guys seen in the previous video, we did get a lot of parts in for this car, like the entire front end, and I do want to give a big shout out to For Sure Official. He actually hooked us up with his front bumper, and it's the exact one we needed because a lot of the other bumpers on eBay or anywhere else I looked didn't have the parking sensor holes, but this one does have a camera slot right here, so I'm not sure if we can add a camera because mine didn't. As you can see, the plug for the camera is just simply plugged off, so maybe we'll try to add in the camera and see if it actually worked. But now what we're going to do is go ahead and continue doing all the body work on this car. So in the previous video, we did go ahead and get started on working on the body work on this quarter panel, and as you guys seen, this thing was bent up pretty good, but pretty much we have it almost done. All we need to do is throw another layer of glaze right there, and we did get a new rim for the car. Check that out. All we're waiting on is a front rim and a shock for the front, and we can go ahead and drive this thing, take it up the road and see if it runs. So in today's video, I want to go ahead and get this car all ready for paint. So pretty much we need to go ahead and finish up this panel right here. There is a couple of dents on that quarter panel there, and the bumper back here is scratched up pretty good. Also, we have a little bit of damage right here. It's not cracked anywhere. I'm guessing this is just whenever he sideswiped the concrete barrier, it kind of scratched it up right there. So that shouldn't be too hard to fix, and everything else looks pretty good on this side. Spoilers in perfect condition. We do also have a little ding right here. I'm guessing two little dings right there should be pretty easy to fix. So that quarter panel is gonna be really easy. And then this door also has a little chip out of it right here, which is just fiberglass, so that shouldn't be too hard to repair. We did have the other piece, but it kind of fell off. And pretty much that's gonna be it, because all the front end parts are pretty much perfect condition. The fenders are both good. All they're gonna need is a nice wet sand. So the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and get that quarter panel off and finish it up. So finally, guys, after sanding this quarter panel for a couple hours, we finally got everything nice and smooth. We do have a little bit of a little divot right there. We're gonna have to put a little bit more filler on there, but pretty much this entire quarter panel is done. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and start on the other quarter panel. So now we're gonna go ahead and get started on the passenger side quarter panel. All there is there's two little dents right here. There's one right here and then one right there. It's gonna be a super simple, just a little slight glaze coat on that. So let's get some glaze coated on there, and then we're actually gonna start on the rear bumper because it is also scratched up. Check that out, guys. We have the quarter panel all finished up. We did also have a little thing right here, but we went in and sanded it out. Everything is nice and smooth. And then we wiped it down with wax and grease remover, and it kind of gave us a glossy surface to look at it. And this quarter panel is perfectly done. Now what we're gonna do is actually move on to the rear bumper. So now we got both quarter panels pretty much ready for primer. Now what we're gonna go ahead and start is on this rear bumper. As you can see, it did get scratched up pretty good right here, but it's nothing that can't be fixed. There's no cracks or anything like that. So let's go ahead and remove this bumper and start working on it. Hurry up. We got the bumper off the car. Now the first thing we're gonna have to do is actually remove this entire rear diffuser because it is a little bit scratched right here, and to sand it down we're gonna have to touch the diffuser. So what we're gonna do is just go ahead and strip down this entire bumper. It's gonna be pretty simple. We just have this heat shield right here and then the lower diffuser. Try to rile me up. So we got the entire bumper disassembled, and look how small this thing is. It's pretty cool. I guess the diffuser takes up half the bumper, and now what we need to do is start working on this area right here. And it did kind of just lightly scratch it. There's still a lot of surface area right there and right here. So all we need to do is sand this down, lightly throw a little glaze filler on there, and it should be good to go. So there it is, guys. We got the rear bumper all fixed up, and it is a really light layer of body filler. As you can see, it's already seeping through in most areas. There's not much body filler on there. I know a lot of you guys are saying, oh, you should just replace it as a supercar, but it's really thin coats of filler, so it'll be fine. And now what we need to do is start working on our doors. So now that we have the rear bumper done and both quarter panels are done, they just need a little bit of primer. We're actually gonna get started on working on our doors. as you guys know, we do have a little bit of fiberglass damage here. And honestly, this is like some weird fiberglass. If we take a look at this old door right here, let me bring it out over there. So here's our old door from our McLaren, and as you can tell, everything is fiberglass, but it's like a weird type of fiberglass. I don't actually know what kind it is. As you can see, like whenever you break it, everything just turns to dust. So I'm not really sure if we'll actually be able to repair the doors on this car. So what I'm gonna do is actually, we have a little test area right here. We're gonna go ahead and clean all this up and apply our 3M fiberglass repair and see how that works before we actually start on our original doors. So guys, we went ahead and got some fiberglass. This is like the cloth, and then we have the fiberglass mat. And here is some of the fiberglass resin that we did get. It's for SMC resin fiberglass. And I think maybe we'll be able to use this stuff. And we also have our 3M. Let me see where it is. And we also have this 3M fiberglass repair. It's for FRP and SMC fiberglass. And it says it's for cosmetic repair. So what we're gonna do is try to do a little attempt at fixing this stuff right here. As you guys know, this is the first time working on a McLaren, and I'd rather just do a little test try right here before we actually do it on our original doors. So the first thing we're gonna do is actually just try to fix this little area right here. As you can see, it's cracked all the way through. There is a little clear bar right here, so we're gonna pull this off, sand this down, and see if we can fix it. So we pretty much have this entire area sanded down right here. We had to go a little bit more because there was still a little bit of cracks, but we grinded everything out so there's no more cracks in the fiberglass. And we also sanded it up back there, prepped it all up. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and prep our fiberglass mat and our resin. So this stuff right here is it's for structural backing, and I think it's gonna work perfect back here. And it has like this film right here and this carbon fiber weave, or the fiberglass weave. Check that out. So we're basically just gonna cut a little piece off and basically tape it down, and then this is gonna get taped on top so none of the resin can seep through, and then you can just pull this off. So check that out, guys. The fiberglass is rock solid. Now what I want to do is kind of sand it down and see how good it actually adhered to our original panel. And when we did grind it down, it did not look like this anymore. I guess this is just from it being in an accident, so it kind of just like split apart. But once you grind it down, it's pretty much solid underneath, and I think this is probably gonna work. So So check that out, guys. We got it all sanded down, and this fiberglass actually, or the fiberglass resin that we bought, adheres really good to the original fiberglass. I was just super worried that it would just kind of like peel off right here at the edges, but it's not doing any of that. And that's what the people over there at CarQuest were telling me, that if it's a different type of fiberglass, it won't adhere properly and it would just kind of like peel off. But it turns out it's all good. So pretty much we can go ahead and get started on those doors. But before we do that, we actually have a big new package of parts that just came in. So check it out. We got 2 boxes from the UK. My friend Hybrid Performance actually hooked us up with all these parts from the UK dealer up there, because I tried getting in contact with the dealers here in the States, and every time I'd call them, they'd put me on hold for a couple of hours, or their computer systems were down. So in the first box, we pretty much have all the front end brackets, all the little fender brackets. And the thing about these is you can't really get them used, because usually all the cars are hit in the front and these things bend really easy. So we have pretty much every bracket we could possibly want. Pretty much I just found the front end diagram and just ordered all of them. So that's gonna take care of all those brackets right there. And then in this box right here, we have all the cooling plastics. We are still waiting on the radiators. There was a little bit of a back order on that, but those should be here pretty soon. So we got all the cooling plastics, and we also just went ahead and ordered all these lines right here. If you guys did remember, my lines were a bit bent up on the bottom. Down here, as you can see, these lines right here, they're kind of bent up, and I really just didn't want to use them. And they actually weren't too bad. These things were like $200 a piece, so we just went ahead and ordered them. And then we have our tie rod right here. Check that out, beauty. Now we can pretty much get this thing on the road almost, because we did also get a front shock, which is crazy. Check that out. Brand spanking new, straight from McLaren. And the surprising thing was, it was only $1,500, which is pretty cool for a shock like this. You can see it has the hydraulic system right there and the plugs, which I was pretty surprised when he told me it was that cheap. We will probably be installing all this stuff in the next episode, because as you can see, we are gonna have to get new frame rails. These brackets right here, they don't sell them separately. So we kind of just went ahead and ordered frame rails, because I really don't want to deal with finding brackets. I did find some in Germany, but who knows how would I even get them here. So we went ahead and ordered 2 new frame rails. We also have a new front reinforcement bar, because this one is bent. As you can see, the bumper doesn't even line up at all. So that's gonna be pretty much a wrap for today's video. In the next video, we're gonna go ahead and tackle the fiberglass repair on this door right here. And there's a small chip out of that door. I kind of want to take it slowly with the body work. I want to get everything done properly. I don't want to rush any of that, because in the long run, it's just gonna be bad. Because usually once you paint it, you can't go back. But the real question is, guys, what color should we paint this car? Honestly, I'm thinking about either white or Nardo gray. Because the thing is about this gold color is McLaren mixes their own paint colors, so you can't get this paint anywhere, and McLaren won't sell it to us, and they won't really sell it to anybody except a licensed dealer, which I think is kind of dumb. But there is colors that are really similar to this. I think the BMW M4 that we actually rebuilt a while back, it was kind of like a similar gold to this. But honestly, we have to paint every inch of this car, and I'm thinking maybe just do a whole entire color swap. So drop some comments down below. What color should we paint this car? I'm thinking Nardo gray or white. I think those would be some beautiful colors, because we could have black rims and a bunch of carbon fiber accents. But drop some comments down below. What do you guys think? But if you guys enjoyed today's video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, drop a like, follow us on Instagram at VTuned. And also, if you want to copy some merch, head over to vtune.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Have an amazing day.